Or if the bomb that drops on you gets your friends and neighbors too, there'll be nobody left behind to grieve, and we will all go together when we go. What a comforting fact that is to know.
Hello and thank you for watching the John Doe Prepper channel. I am your host, John A. Whitman, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I am going through the process of making a lovely little camouflage helmet cover for the modernized PASGT helmet that I showed in a previous video many months ago. If you're on the Discord server, you will know that I was planning to do Winter Combat Gear Part 4, but the insulated uniform never arrived, and so I got a refund for it. And because I am a functioning, responsible, financially literate adult, I of course immediately went and spent all the money I had just been refunded on a bunch of other random bullcrap, and that's how we ended up with this video. So hopefully you all enjoy this, and if you'd like to, speaking of the Discord, if you'd like to see and hear and discuss topics that we cannot see here and discuss here on YouTube, feel free to follow the link in my channel bio to said Discord server. We still have to abide by Discord TOS, of course, but it's at least slightly more lenient than here. So, with that all being said, I hope you enjoy this little project, and thank you for watching the John Doe Prepper channel. Now let's get to the helmet cover project. Alright, so here's what I am working with. You can see I have the PASGT-M helmet with this plain olive drab net cover on it. It fits over the helmet pretty well, except it doesn't go over the bill in the front, but that's okay, because I have the Naruto's shroud up there anyway, and having this up over that bill makes it very easy for me to pull this up over the shroud, so that many years from now, when I finally actually have night vision, I can just pull this up, slap that night vision in there, and I don't have to fiddle with this cover trying to take it completely off. But what I've been doing here is taking bits of scrim net and just tying them onto the net cover in random places. So I had a couple bits of this plain olive drab scrim that I just wanted to use up, so I put them on here. But what I'm primarily using is this ATAX FG scrim net, because as you can tell, I like ATAX FG quite a bit, so any opportunity I can get to get more stuff in that pattern, because I think it's sexy and it is also very effective for the area in which I live, I will take. You will probably notice here, the actual camouflage pattern is only printed on one side of this. The other side is basically just plain desert tan, so, which is kind of nice in a way, because then it makes it not as sort of homogeneous, I guess you could say. It's like almost like a reversible camouflage net in that way. But just be aware of that if you do decide to do the same thing and buy a scrim net in a certain particular camouflage pattern. It may very well end up being one-sided like this one. But with that being said, let's get back to this. So you can see what I've been doing is using these skeezors to cut this scrim into little strips. So I cut all the way across the scrim to get a strip this wide, and then I cut pieces off of it like so. And then just to show you how I get these on here, I do this with the net on the helmet, just because it kind of gives me that sense of just how far apart or close together they actually are, and it just makes it kind of easier. To make it easier to fit through the holes, what I do is I tend to, if I can do this one-handed here, I tend to kind of fold it in half the long way, like this, at least in the start. And then this looks like a good place to put it. Trying to do this one-handed is kind of a pain, but what I would do is pull up the cover and thread that scrim through the hole, pull it through until it's roughly centered, and then from here I simply tie an overhand knot on this, or in this material itself, to attach it to the net. So I will finish doing that until I kind of have this the way I want, and then I will get back to you guys and show you the finished product, and probably also show you what it looks like when I wear it as well, because, you know, what good is a fashion channel if you don't show off your sexy outfit? Anyway, like I said, I'll get back to you when I finish this up. I just figured I'd show you how I do it, kind of, just in case you want to follow suit. But now I need to put the camera down and actually do this, because as you can kind of tell from me fiddling around with it, this is very much a two-handed operation. So, see you guys in a little bit. And here it is, ladies and joims. We'll get the rest of the scrim out of the way over there. Here is the cover finished. So I kind of just cut these strips to random lengths. So as you can see, some are a bit shorter and others are a bit longer. But I did try to keep them not too long, because I just wanted this to kind of help break up the silhouette of the helmet and not basically turn it into a ballistically resistant ghillie top, if that makes sense. There are some disadvantages to this way of camouflaging a helmet. You know, for one, obviously all these little tails have a liability to snag on things. It's a bit of a snag hazard, but that's why I tried to keep these a bit on the shorter side. But one of the main advantages is, if you really wanted to, you could get like 3 or 4, maybe even 5+ different colors or patterns of scrim, and put them all over this thing and get this really nice, complex pattern that could end up blending in really, really, really nice for where you are. Another advantage of this is that the exposed bits of the netting allow me to, if I really do want to basically go full ghillie mode with this thing, I can take foliage and debris from the environment and stick it into this netting to further camouflage this even more. But as you can see, I think I did a satisfactorily not awful job at this. At some point, I'll have to devise some way of camouflaging this helmet for winter, either by doing the same thing with snow camo scrim material, or by simply buying a pre-made helmet scrim cover, which, by the way, you can get those, and they're in the, not this type of scrim material. They're the kind that's actually made out of like flat textile, and they just cut wave patterns or leaf shape patterns into it and kind of just fluff it up, and that's the other type of scrim you can get. They make covers that have, you know, the elastic already built in, basically like this net here, except instead of that, it's this. Basically, it's this type of scrim netting where it's just flat textile that they've cut random little bits out of. This one is kind of a cheaper example, but this will probably be in a later winter combat video, by the way. This, just since I got it out here. This is for camouflaging a winter shelter. So sometime many months from now, probably, I will get around to making a video about that and its other corresponding gear. But back to this. So you can get covers like that scrim I just showed, but it'll pretty much cost about the same as doing this. Right, because you can get this base cover for like $5, and then this scrim for like $7. So that's like $12, whereas getting one of the pre-made ones is like 12 to anywhere from like $12 to $14, basically. But enough of my inane rambling. Let me throw this thing up on my ugly mug and show you what it looks like actually on my person. And here is the helmet up on my head with this new cover that I've made for it. You can see the Neurotos shroud kind of peeking through a little bit in the front. I suppose I could maybe add another little bit of scrim right in front of that eventually. Which again is kind of the beauty of this, is if you think you did a little too much, you can take some off. If you think you didn't do quite enough, you can add more. But just kind of in a confined space here, but I'll try to give you guys a little spin. I can't even see if I'm centered in the camera anymore, but I'm gonna assume I am. Yes, I am. Good. There you go. There's your little spin. So, as you can see, this is part of the Whitman 2025 spring collection. I can't wait for it to start warming up so that I can wear this little number around town. It'll look très chic. But I think it looks pretty good, all things considered. Again, I might add a little bit more material here in the front because I got a little bit of a void right in front of the shroud there. Not like that's the end of the world, though. The important thing is it's all still fairly close in around the helmet. I'm not wearing this big camouflage afro that's gonna get caught on frickin' everything, but it's also not so sparse that it basically does nothing to actually break up the silhouette of the helmet. But yeah, there you go. I think that's a pretty decent level of scrimmaging. That sounded stupid. Of inscrimining to stop at. So, with all of that being said, as I said in the beginning of the video, I hope you all enjoyed watching this little video. And thank you all for watching the John Doe Prepper channel. I will catch you all in the next video. And if you liked this video, or if you'd like to see more like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And once again, as I also said in the beginning, if you'd like to discuss topics that are verboten here on YouTube, consider joining the Discord server, where we basically constantly shitpost and almost never actually talk about prepping related topics. We're all a bunch of schizophrenic autists there. It's really fun. Check it out if you're interested, and I will catch you all later.
We will all go together when we go, all suffused with an incandescent glow. No one will have the endurance to collect on his insurance. Lloyds of London will be loaded when they go.